Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Welcome to that time of the week that we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I'm your host, Eric. How are you tonight? Good. Let's get to the news. We got no time. All right, man. And it has been such a busy week since we last all got together. We had, let's see here. It was Father's Day. It was Juneteenth. It's still Pride Month. And we had the fourth hearing of the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riot, which brought out all kinds of amazing stuff. Meanwhile, over on Twitter, Barron Trump is trending, and I couldn't figure out why, but people were saying, does anyone have a clue about who Barron Trump's biological father is? And people were suggesting basketball players because this picture was going around, and he just looks like Lurch. Oh my God! I can only assume that it's the growth hormones in the chicken nuggets. I don't know. I'm not sure. In other news, Biden went back on a campaign promise and is now deciding to meet with MBS over there in Saudi Arabia. And for those of you who have forgotten, MBS, the BS stands for bone saw. So that's fun.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, friend of the show, George Cruikshank, shares that the Daily Wire, who decided to put on a movie because Gina Carano got canceled because she's a fascist, basically. But basically, Jose Not a J says, aside from the cast, the only celebrity to attend the Daily Wire's premiere of their Gina Carano movie is Rob Schneider. Which I thought was pretty amazing because in the East Central Illinois comedy circles, Rob Schneider made a guest appearance in Mason City this week. So he is hitting all the big stuff.
Wow. He's hitting those Mason City streets. By the way, why does Rob Schneider look like he's trying to be an older Billy Crystal? Like actual Billy Crystal looks like a younger Billy Crystal than Rob Schneider looks here. It's weird.
Oh my God. I don't know, man, but as a guy who might end up looking like Billy Crystal, I resent that comment, Michael.
I just think fascism ages you. I'm telling you, man, those people age like milk. All right, sorry. Back to the news.
Back to the news. It has been an insane week. There are extreme weather events covering almost the entire country, including this big purple area here on the United States map. It's simply huge, has no historical precedent. That means that no records at all have there been temperatures that are the ones predicted. And I am predicting that by next week, we're going to start hearing the right saying that, you know, all this heat's caused because we're teaching CRT.
Right.
If you remember right, there was a time period back then when every hurricane was caused by gay marriage. So it's going to be a fun one.
Those people, they always fear what they don't understand. You
know, and
like, that's the thing. As soon as they start talking, it's just like, oh, you don't fucking know anything about this.
You know, I wish there was a word for just like, you don't understand cause and effect, like a shorter phrase. Because
there is a word. It's goodbye. That's the fucking word.
Absolute insanity. In the news, of course, former Georgia election worker Ruby Freeman, Lady Ruby, as we've all come to know her, said that she lost her name, lost her reputation, and gave one of the most moving pieces of testimony in yesterday's hearing. I choked up yesterday just telling Michael about it. Also, Ms. Moss, she also testified describing threats that had targeted her from the president. It's just, if we don't have we need a law. We need a law. This is why friend of the show, Denatra, thanks for all the cards and letters, posted this that I've seen everywhere else. This is a picture of what American heroes look like. Shaye Moss and her mother, Lady Ruby. And I concur. All right, moving on here. In fun news, New Mexico County Commissioner who refused to certify recent election results was sentenced for his role in the January 6th attack. And I got to tell you what, that's just fun for me. That is just fun for me. The founder of Cowboys for Trump arrested. It really doesn't take anybody. Tennessee Secretary of State Trey Hargett arrested for a DUI after leaving the Bonnaroo Festival. Again, seriously, I want more of this. Official in government arrested. I love that. Give me more. Give me more. Also, in another fun thing from the Texas GOP convention, Dan Crenshaw, was assaulted by a group of probably Proud Boys. Looks like Proud Boys. They assaulted him, and basically because he said, "Oh, the election was settled, and we should move on." And that is apparently treasonous in their mind, because down in Texas, they have decided that the new GOP party platform includes all kinds of things: a new ban on gay marriage, a ban on abortion. They want to put prayer back in schools, and they want to assert their right to secede, which, by the way, is illegal. So to recap, the second largest state in the country and one of the two only political parties has incorporated as one of its platforms something illegal because they would like to write the laws. I don't even, should be a word for that too. I don't even know. And people are like, "Oh man, you're always talking crap about, the Republicans. Why'd you ever talk about the Democrats?" Okay. This week, former President Jimmy Carter turned 97 years old on the 17th. That's right. And just as recently as 2 years ago, this photo was taken. Oldest living former president in U.S. history, building Habitat for Humanity homes in Nashville. And that is how you do it, actually. All that other crap, seceding and treason. No, that's not how you do it. It's not how you do it at all. And that
I do want to say, before you announce the end of the news, just a 3 notes I have. I have 3 notes on the world events. So world, here's my notes. First of all, the thing that hits me hardest about Ms. Freeman's testimony is that, like, it just breaks my heart that our world is this way, that of course this fell down harder on Black women. Like, that is just the way that everything seems to always be, that if there's somebody involved, Black women at that intersection of sexism and racism are always targeted. And it's so fucking heartbreaking, and we have to do better. The politician who got arrested at Bonnaroo, I want to say, the punk shows that I go to, politicians wouldn't be caught fucking dead at.
Yeah.
And I was at a punk show on Sunday where we all joined in the chorus that went, "No more white politicians, no more Republicans." Okay, and we were pumping our fists and screaming it at the top of our lungs. It was like being in church. So please come to the shows I go to instead of safe fucking Bonnaroo politicians. And lastly, that one-eyed veteran guy who got attacked. Dan
Crenshaw.
I don't mean to do that, but the eye patch, it gets me every time. He's a veteran. So these fucking fascist bootlickers, they don't even know who they're mad at anymore. Like, they think he's their enemy. Like, are you kidding me? He's been carrying the guidon for those fucking assholes for the last 5 or 10 years. Anyway, so
you gotta love it though. You gotta love it though when you see them fight. I enjoy that. Yeah. I hope they tear each other apart. And we had so much
to
news.
Not care who loses.
Yeah, I really don't. I hope they're both damaged. I got 2 things that I missed because there was just so much stuff going on. Of course, since we last met, the Supreme Court of the United States, in the words of the dissenting opinion, Justice Sotomayor, the recent upholding of Carson versus Mackin, basically says, and I quote Sotomayor, "This leads us to a place where the separation of church and state becomes a constitutional violation." And the founding fathers are throwing up right now. This is absolutely...
Well, and the church should be, because I have bad news for you. When the church and the state come together and merge, what happens is the church is completely absorbed by the state and not the other way around. So this is not good for religious people either. It's fucking bad. It's just bad.
Yeah. And finally, in a very amusing piece of news, Stephen Colbert's staff was arrested at the Capitol, including Triumph, the insult comic dog, in what has been described of a case of first-degree puppetry. and that, in and of itself, really kind of, haha. But then the right wing went crazy because they labeled it an insurrection. You wouldn't know an insurrection if it hit you in the head.
They just don't know the definition of the words they say.
I've noticed a whole lot of let's make these words mean whatever we want them to mean. You know what I mean? I mean, you saw it with CRT. It was like, nobody could explain it, but they were all mad at it. I mean, it's just ludicrous. Words, I feel like, used to have meanings. And I don't want to say that it was great, but I would like to go back there again. And that has pretty much been the news for June 22nd from Facebook for the Blind. And now I hand things over to my lovely co-host, Michael, with funny memes.
Here come the memes for the wholesome round. I'm going to start off with a friend of the show. Absolutely, appreciate all the love you've been giving us. That's at Ellie NYC. God, I care who the American president is. Me, really? God, really? Me. Explain Andrew Jackson then. God, get him out of here. I told you it wouldn't work, Peter. Me. Or Trump being dragged away to hell. Or Andrew Johnson. Explain the bullet you put in Abe's head for Johnson.
Nice.
Great take. Absolutely great take. This is a picture of Kermit the Frog screaming into a telephone, and he says, "Hello, may I please speak with Jesus? Because these folks are going to make me break at least 4 of the 10 commandments." And this is how I felt on Twitter for the last 6 years. Trash can Paul.
Of course.
This is one, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 panels. And the first one is Hagrid, and the second one is Harry. The third one is Hagrid, and the fourth one is Harry responding right there in a conversation. But Hagrid looks like a TikTok bro, and Harry Potter also looks like a TikTok TikTok bro. I don't know what else to say about it. Hagrid says, "Yo, you're a wizard, bro." And Harry says, "On God," or actually ONG. And Hagrid says, "Dead ass, you're a bussin' wizard for real." And Harry says, "Nah, bro, that's Cap for real." I can't get over this. I feel like such an old man, but the new lingo, it's just missing me altogether. Friend of the show, Kevin Farzad. At Kevin Farzad. We miss you, buddy. Says, "I just need 8 to 12 hours of alone time in the mornings, and then I'm recharged and ready to tackle the day." That's it. Just 8 to 12 hours first thing in the morning. Oh, sure. This is my friend Josh, and it's he's at wrzl.jpg on Instagram. If you're not following him, you really, really, really should. His art is absolutely amazing. And this is a picture of, I don't know what this figure is. It kind of looks like, it should be Moses. Yeah, it's Moses, who's holding up the 10 Commandments, and it's highly stylized. In the corner, we have a skull because that's my buddy. And he's a punk rocker. In fact, I'm going to see him at a festival later this year.
Nice.
And Moses is holding up the tablets like the 10 Commandments, except this time it just says, "Buy more guns. God." Signed God. with a lowercase g, by the way. God signed this thing with a lowercase g. And on the side, you see smaller text that said, "Wouldn't it be joyful when we enter the gates of heaven to have Jesus there handing us a gun with a hug?" It says "fun and thrills" at the bottom. So, yeah, keep up the good work. All right, salad days. We have to talk about this picture. This is a picture of a concert, and there is a woman who is looks like lifted up, and she's holding up, the punk rock horns at the stage, and she is wearing, it looks like at first glance, she's wearing a thong and has a very thick ass. But salad days comments, "skinheads," period. And then you look at it again and you realize her ass cheeks are actually the back of 2 men's heads who have their heads shaved. It's an optical illusion. Low Fuck Yourself has a picture of Mountain Dew and a Hot Pocket. It says West Virginia Day is tomorrow, so don't forget to set out some pepperoni rolls. and Mountain Dew for Mothman. There he is, Mothman, receiving his pepper rolls and Mountain Dew for West Virginia Day. Happy West Virginia Day to all who celebrate.
I love that one. That's my favorite one.
I have let me see. I have like 3 or 4 more. Catherine Morgan says, my favorite thing about being an adult is simply standing up and leaving any event that I no longer want to be at. Like, I can just leave and go home and be done with whatever it is that I was doing. And then a little party hat. And I have got to say, I learned this way too late in my adulthood. I only learned this maybe 3 or 4 years ago. But it's the best thing I know. You can just, you're at a party you don't like, you can just fucking leave. You had a show. I've been at a movie. I was like, yeah, I'd rather be at home and just get up and fucking go home. And it is so sweet. To all my introverts out there, don't say nothing. That's right. This is a PSA, a real one. Did you know people who check their work email at home or on vacation have a lower sense of well-being than those who keep their work and free time separate? So this is a really important reminder from, your friendly neighborhood chaplain. People who check their email at home or on vacation on the weekends have a lower sense of well-being than those who keep their work and free time separate. Moving on. Alex Bays, friend of the show, Alex Bays says, this meeting could have been an email. Also me gets an email. God damn it. That's so me, dude. I don't like meetings or emails. Fuck it. Just leave me alone. And my last meme for this round has a picture of a news anchor. And she's wearing like a smart green suit. It says, tonight's main story, my outfit looks like balls and a cock peeing. More at 11. And when we look again, the neckline of her her top definitely looks like balls at her collarbones and a cock. And the zipper looks like piss. That's it for the round, for my part of the wholesome round 1. Back to you, Eric.
I'm just gonna say I am so happy. I own nothing with that kind of a neckline, and I've never had to worry about that.
I didn't before I saw that meme. All right.
Now you want one. I know how you are.
Oh, it's in the mail. It's in the mail.
Wholesome round coming in strong. Oh, I forgot a news story. Hey, here's another little bit of good news. Judge dismissed the latest bid from Fox Corporation to toss the Dominion lawsuit. And if you remember right, that's $1 billion lawsuit. So Dominion has successfully shown that Rupert and Lachlan Murdoch, and by the way, that is the Murdochs, they're responsible. They owned and operated Fox News' parent company, and they knowingly allowed unproven claims about voter fraud to be aired on their channel, which resulted in such things as, election workers being harassed. So they may end up paying $1 billion. There's also similar lawsuits against OAN and also Newsmax. So they're all going to be broke soon, and that makes me happy.
Get that bag, Dominion.
Yeah. This is a sort of a New Yorker type cartoon that's got the January 6th hearings on the TV set, and a woman and a man sitting on the couch. A woman is reading from the TV guide. It says, it's described as a whodunit where you already know who did it, but it's worth watching to find out if democracy dies at the end.
Holy shit.
And friend of the show, Tiffany Day, says, plot twist, democracy's been dead the whole time. Moving on. Friend of the show, Tim Laffey. Tim, thanks for coming to the show. He says Triumph was arrested and Tucker Carlson thinks it was an insurrection. Just another example of how his brain is great. For me to poop on.
Shut up.
No. Tim Laffey is exactly that funny in person, and if you get a chance, go over to Springfield and see him. This was posted in Facebook for the Blind, a weekly memecast. And if you're not following Facebook for the Blind, of a weekly memecast, you are missing out. We have Jesus doing the Beatitudes, speaking there on the mountain. He says, love everyone, no matter what. And man in the crowd says, what if they're gay? Yes, even if they ask stupid questions. Thank you, Jesus.
But it is hard. But it's not easy.
This next one is from friend of the show, Dinatra. Dinatra, I love you so much. She just posts, hey, who else hopes that Shaye Moss and Ruby Freeman sue the ever-living fuck out of Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani? Yes, I do. Please. Please, that'd be great. Lawsuits, apparently they work $1 billion. Also, Dinatra coming up twice. I'm hitting Dinatra's page hard this week. This is a post from Meek at Meek _ SSB, who says, our office tried to celebrate Pride today, laughing my ass off. We see several rows of cupcakes. The first row are vanilla. They've got some purple on them. The second row is blue. The third row's got green frosting. Fifth row's got yellow frosting, and then orange and red. It's a rainbow of cupcakes. And I had to look really close until I realized the boxes behind there show they're from Chick-fil-A. It's just a fail right there. Fail. You're not doing Pride right, okay? You're just not doing it right. God. This next is a little story from my friend Mark Rubel. Mark Rubel, thanks for listening. He says, my husband plays the trumpet, which is sort of a loud pretzel, originally invented to blow down the walls of fucking Jericho, and later to let Civil War soldiers know it was time to kill each other in the river while you chilled eating pigeon in your officer's tent 20 miles away. Yet somehow in modern times, it has become socially acceptable to toot the bad cone inside your house before 10 a.m. because it's your job and your wife should get up. What a world. If one was feeling uncharitable, one might describe the trumpet as a machine where you put in compressed air and divorce comes out. But despite this, despite operating a piece of biblical demolition equipment inside the home every bright, cold morning of this wife's one and only life, the trumpet is not the most annoying thing about my husband. And because my audience are a bunch of readers, they were like, wait, what book is this from? I need closure. What's the most annoying thing? Not getting any better than compressed air in, divorce come out. Come on. Jeez, what a sense of entitlement. This next one was one of my most popular traffic things. This is posted in the Green New Deal and captioned Americans being American. This is a headline with a picture of solar panels that says, U.S. town rejects solar panels amid fears they, quote, suck energy from the sun, cause cancer, and will harm house prices. A retired science teacher said she was concerned that the panels would prevent plants in the area from growing. Then there's a 2-panel picture of a woman in a hat saying, I'm an American. I don't have to understand anything. My only comment is America has got to get better science teachers. Okay? All right. Got to. Got about 4 more left here. Friend of the show, Dinatra, and I think this is my final one from Dinatra. I really hit her hard this round. She posted, a book is a magic portal to another dimension. And we have this delightful a picture of, a candlelit book, and there's fairies running around and little dwarves, and there's dragons and lanterns, and it's just a warm, cozy fantasy realm. A book is a magic portal to another dimension. And all my librarian friends jumped right on it with tons of comments, like, here's a Seth Meyers gif saying, I can't tell you how much I love that. And I was like, yeah, but wait till you find out what the magic wands are. Yeah, nobody on there laughed either. That's okay. Friend of the show, second to last here. Friend of the show, Mike Hudson posts, no member of Metallica has ever appeared on Sesame Street. Master of puppets, my ass. And finally, to close out Act 1, the wholesome round, friend of the show, Renan Hirschberg. And if you're not following Renan Hirschberg comedy, you are missing out. He says, old people love to talk about how lax security was when airports when they were young. They're like, back in my day, the flight attendants would actually help you build the bomb you were going to use on the plane. And that wraps up Act 1, the wholesome round, ostensibly.
All right.
Back to you,
Moving
Michael.
on to round 2. Round 2, I'm starting off with the ugly side of Tumblr. Friend of the show, the ugly side of Tumblr. We love what you're doing over there. Ugly side of Tumblr. Thanks for listening. And it starts off with this one. It says, I was applying for Australian citizenship. This is bad jokes by Jeff. I was applying for Australian citizenship, and the interviewer asked, do you have a criminal record? And I said, no. Is that still required? It's so stupid. The first comment just says, oh my God. And the second comment says, Jeff, I swear. Moving on, Kids Cubed. At Kids Cubed, friend of the show, Kids Cubed said, there is nothing more disheartening than pretending to sleep next to your toddler for what feels like an eternity, hoping they finally fell asleep, and then opening your eyes only to see them staring right at you like a serial killer. This happened to me tonight. I opened my eye, and my son's just staring at me, and he goes, what doing, Day? Like, I'm losing, son. I'm losing is what I'm doing. This is a picture of ice cream cone, and it's right next to it. It says, "I scream, you scream, we all scream just constantly. Each day is a new nightmare in this hell world we call Earth." A little chipper slogan for you. Oh boy, this is what this is a screen grab from the '90s cartoon The X-Men, where the Cyborg has been knocked down and face first in the sand, and he's getting up, but he's also looking behind him, and he's still on the ground. So he's just his shoulders are lifted up, and he's looking behind him, and it says, "When the top's fetching lube." he sure does look inviting. This is a picture of white Jesus outside of the tomb, and it says, "Jesus died for our sins." Okay. But he didn't stay dead, right? So what exactly did he sacrifice? Jesus gave up his weekend for your sins.
I like to point out that's a 3-day weekend.
He did give up a 3-day. That's true. It's
3-day weekend. All right.
Lily at Lily Dote, friend of the show. We haven't heard from you in a while. Love you, Lily. Looks like it says, Lily posts, inside you there are 2 Garys. And then you see that these are 2 ads. And it's for 2 different hats, and one says Dark Gary and the other says Light Gary. Obviously, somebody misspelled gray, but there's Dark Gary and there's Light Gary. Which one are you going to follow? Oh, this is a picture of a CO2 cartridge over some rice, and it says, she said she likes sushi, so I made her a Philadelphia roll 100.
Oh. What?
Somebody's out there boofing sushi.
Oh my God. That's not carbon dioxide, my brother.
Yeah, wait, I said the wrong thing. Nitrous, my bad.
I like the wasabi though. It's a nice touch.
Yeah, the wasabi. This is a picture of pants. I think these are technically called pants. And on the back, where you normally see back pockets, there's like the shape of like alien eyes. And it's just clear.
Whoa!
It looks like clear, like plastic has been put there, like alien eyes. So your ass cheeks, I think, ostensibly, your ass cheeks will become the alien eyes on the ass of these quote unquote pants. And it says "so fine," where there would be with what look like eyebrows to me of the alien eye, clear ass cheek, assless pants. But the heading says, imagine farting in these and fogging them up. Which we just got to say, love you nerds with vaginas. Posting this one. I think I have 2 more for this round. Stephanie, friend of the show, Stephanie, points out, why pay $15 on pad thai when you can spend $45 for all the ingredients to make worse pad thai? I have fucking done this. I did this one time, and then I was like, I'm fucking buying that shit from now on. That was not good or worth it. Yeah, and this is my last one for this round. Dumb Bitch Juice, friend of the show, Dumb Bitch Juice. Thank you for listening, Dumb Bitch Juice. And if you're not following Dumb Bitch Juice, then seriously, get off the internet.
Yeah, what are you doing?
They post this ad from McDonald's. Says it has the arches, and it says 24 hours, and it says thirst has no curfew. And they have the heading, dumb bitch juice hours are 24 fucking 7. because thirst has no curfew. Back to you, Eric.
Nice. All right. So second round, which has no theme. It's whatever. It's catch as carry can, as you may know. So heading right back. I'm just gonna hit it hard with SpongeBob SquarePants sitting behind an office desk on the phone with some papers in front of him. His eyes are real big smile, and it's captioned, "When you're an adult, but you feel like a kid faking their way through life." Oh yeah.
When does that stop?
I don't think it does. I think people just were lying about it in the past, and now we're being more honest. This one is from friend of the show, Antonio Aguilar, who says, "Comics out here proud at how long they've been doing comedy when they should be ashamed." And I said, yeah, comedians and Republicans only exist because we have a natural lack of shame. Jodo Zabo says, Eric, today I learned if a shameless person is a leftist, they become a comedian, and if they're right-wing, they become a Republican. And I've noticed that's true. There are no Republican funny comedians.
That's pretty fucking good. Yeah.
This is true. This one I got to address here. The solar panel thing with the solar panels sucking the sun. This generated tremendous amounts of traffic because I have a whole lot of friends on Facebook that are actually types who really truly wanted to talk about that solar panels do suck energy from the sun, and I just wanted to stick an ice pick in my eye. Luckily, somewhere in there, Virla Agenhofen says, so how do we address this ignorance and give our planet a chance at survival? Keith Bergman says, free guns for fetuses. And Virla says, Keith Bergman for president. This next is a picture of a plate of ribs and some potato salad, I guess, but those ribs are naked. They're just naked and dry and terrible. And Jameel Hill captions it, these ribs definitely stormed the Capitol on January 6th.
These ribs, they do look like fascism. I don't know why.
I can hear the boots duck stepping right now. All right. Friend of the show, George posted this one. If you're not grilling at my gravesite, and there are people grilling at a gravesite in the photo, we were never really friends.
This is really fucking dope. If I looked down from heaven and I saw somebody grilling at my gravesite, I'd be like, you do love me.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, except I was looking up. But yeah. Facebook for the Blind, a weekly memecast post stolen from Keith Bergman. Ooh, second appearance from Mr. Bergman.
For president.
He reposted Tom Worrier, who says somewhere out there there's a dude stretched in sweat, or somewhere out there there's a dude drenched in sweat in his dark house drinking piss warm Coke Zero as his groceries rot, using his last 1% of his phone battery in a private sector greed fueled infrastructure failure to tweet out, hope you're enjoying your socialism. You know it's true, that's why it's funny. Okay, I got about 5 more left here. Friend of the show, Chelsea Rennert. Thanks, Chelsea. You have been so helpful. She's posting this picture of a gentleman from Full House. And it says, friendly reminder that You Ought to Know was written about this man. It says, I'm still processing that Dave Coulier made Alanis Morissette lose her goddamn mind.
This is something I think about once a week.
Do you?
I can't get over it.
Really?
Yeah, like she was Dave Coulier.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I guess different strokes for different folks. But this is fucking weird.
Chell's comments, yeah, we've all felt heartbroken about a man who ain't shit. At least he was on Full House for 8 years. And
like
probably
Uncle Jesse I could get.
Okay.
But I'm just saying. But the cut it out guy, what the fucking okay, beat it. Like
sure.
She sucked his dick in a movie theater? Dave Coulier? Okay, Dave. I don't know.
Yeah. Best response I saw, TLC confirms that No Scrubs was also written about Dave Coulier. Full story. Full story at thehardtimes.net. All right, got about 3 more left here for round 2. This is the other 98% posting a picture from Rick and Morty. And we have Rick looking like Rick, but Jerry is there in a red MAGA hat with a Trump 2016 shirt on. And he says, "Stop giving that asshole your money, Jerry. If he really is a billionaire genius, then why would he need your money? I swear to fucking God, that snake oil salesman rodeo clown's only profitable business has been selling hats and asking for handouts from you fucking marks." Seems like it could be an actual scene in Rick and Morty. All right, second to last. A lot of Star Wars jokes going around. I think it's because Obi-Wan is on the air, which is a pretty good show. We have 3 stormtroopers circled around having drinks, and they're having a conversation that goes, "It was an insurance scam." I mean, come on. The guy blew it up as the dude's son. Like, I know they're saying they're estranged, but they clearly were in on it together for the insurance money. There were delays during construction. Vader knew it had design flaws. It was never going to make back its investment, so they staged a rebel raid, and Vader was the only one to survive. It's so obvious. And one more Star Wars joke to close us out for the week of Father's Day here on Facebook for the Blinds. A picture of Vader confronting Leia, and it's captioned "Daddy Issues. This is why she ends up in a stripper outfit by the 3rd movie." Thank you. I've missed it so.
Kicking off round 3. I have a picture here of a guy whose knee, like planting his knee in another guy's stomach. And it says, "Street fights. Anyone can learn this." And Hollow comments, "I once saw 2 guys beating up an old lady, and I thought that I should jump in using my experience from the video. The old lady had no chance against the 3 of us." So watch those videos.
There you go.
Picture of a guy driving in a car. He's got a baseball cap on, and he looks really upset. It says, "Me to myself, life's not so bad. Let's make a concerted effort to be less negative. Me 5 minutes and 1 minor inconvenience later." And you see the guy is saying, "I'm so fucked. Everything is so fucked." I want you to know I am every bit this dramatic on a daily basis. It was a little hot today, and I made sure I ruined everyone's day at work. It's literally my job to make their days better. Anyway, this is a picture of a little girl who's sad, and she's being consoled by someone who looks like probably her mother. And the little girl says, "I'm worthless." And the mother says, "Actually," and then you see right below them, it says liver, $98,000 to $130,000, heart, $130,000 to $160,000, cornea, $30,000. So yeah, you're worth so much on the black market. This is a picture of the Jack in the Box sign, which is in the shape of a box, and except there must have been some kind of like storm damage, because one square of the box cube is just completely blown off. Looks like the top has been blown off, and it's in impact font. It says, "Oh God of fuck, he escaped." Glow fuck yourself. We love you. Glow fuck yourself. Friend of the show, glow fuck yourself. If you're not following Glow fuck yourself, then go fuck yourself. Has this picture of the lady from Futurama, the Cyclops lady.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I called Cyclops Cyborg earlier, but that's because I'm a DC fan and fuck Marvel. But yeah, that was Cyclops earlier. Sorry. Anyway, Cyclops girl from Futurama, and she's looking at a little Valentine heart. And in the second panel, we get, a real close-up view of the Valentine's heart, and we see that it says, "I don't care if it's mostly pee."
Oh God.
This is a very, very nice Valentine here. It has nothing to do with squirting. Jesus memes for liberation. We are shifting gears hard here. Friend of the show, Jesus memes for liberation, says the phrase "money can't buy happiness" is such a baby boomer concept. Like, I don't want excessive wealth to buy a gold-plated toilet seat, Karen. I just wish I wasn't crying because I can't afford both spaghetti and rent after working 40 hours a week.
Hell yeah.
Here, here.
Yep.
Jesus memes for liberation again. It says economists like, and then you see it's a picture of dinosaurs who are watching the meteor come to Earth that's going to make them extinct. And it says economists are like, thank God, this will cut aggregate demand and alleviate inflation. I got about 3 more memes here. Dumb Bitch Juice is back in round 3, posting Llama in a Tux at Llama in a Tux, and they say new season of the Kardashian looks crazy. And then you see the headline says Kim's fury as West deploys 38 ships, 170 planes, and 25,000 troops amid nuke fears. Trash Can Paul. Love you, Trash Can Paul.
Yup.
Has a picture of something here. It looks like masking tape or packing tape, and that's all that it with like something on it. It's really hard to tell at first. And then you see it says, made a makeshift fly paper with honey and cocaine, so the fly in my room gets stuck in OD. And my last meme for round 3 is a picture of a coffee maker. And in the coffee pot, there is hot dogs sitting in water.
Oh.
And on top, there's hot dog buns on top of the coffee maker. And I'm assuming that what's happening here is that they are boiling the hot dogs or cooking the hot dogs anyway, in the coffee pot and allowing the coffee maker to steam the buns. And it says, follow me for more recipes.
Oh, God. Perfect.
Back to you, Eric.
All righty. All right. Let me do my button here. Button. Who's got the button? Yeah, there we go. All right. Round 3. Kicking it off with something I know several of you are familiar with. This is from Vic Stir. And it's a picture of the Last Supper, except that it has an extended table all the way up to you, the observer, this loaded with food. And it says, if Southern ladies had been in charge of the Last Supper. It's like, I have attended this church lunch. I do not
That's my whole childhood.
Yeah, I know, mine too. I do not see a big artificially colored bowl of something with Jello and whipped cream in it, but other than that, it looks totally accurate.
and you know, like the lady who runs the potluck always puts the plates to the side of like the houses where we know there's roaches. You know, like everybody knows that casserole dish, nobody touches it.
Oh my God. Okay, that's a little different than my tradition, but thanks for sharing.
Listen, I'll take you to visit.
Okay. Well, if there's food.
we have your food all set to the side. You just take as much as you want.
By the way, I'd like to point out too that half of these things are ham. They're just different kinds of ham. Which, again, very accurate. Friend of the show, Antonio Aguilar, posts, sometimes when I drop off food for DoorDash, I can hear people fighting inside the house. It sounds like something 20 nuggets can fix. It never sounds like something 20 nuggets can fix, much less the 19 they're actually getting. The other 98% post, now that Juneteenth is a federal holiday, maybe we should teach school children why. And friend of the show, Autumn McGowan, says, literally, I was hosting trivia last night and had Juneteenth category. Everyone did poorly that round. Maybe if critical race theory was taught in school, you would have won that $25 bar voucher, Phil.
Fuck yourself, Phil.
Yeah, Phil. Jesus. Laura Sandifer, friend of the show. Laura, thanks for listening. She posts a picture of Ron DeSantis and a drag queen, and it says, I would bet my last dollar that somewhere in Florida there's a drag queen now going by the name Rhonda Santis.
100%. I don't even have to do research to know that's already true. Yeah.
No, I'd bet way more than $1. Friend of the show, Joe Klosik, and if you're not following Joe Klosik, you are missing out. He posts, John Hinckley Jr. is having his concerts canceled. This proves how hard it is to tour if you're a one-hit wonder from the 80s. So wrong. All right, this next one, we're gonna do this is in front of the show, Lee Schaefer. Lee, thanks for coming to the show. You're a wonderful asset. Lee posts a picture of it's a small propeller plane, but it has been crushed by a boulder. And I looked at this picture for a long time and I couldn't figure it out. And the captioner says, something tells me that a roadrunner and a coyote were somehow involved.
What is the answer to this mystery? Who threw that?
I'm not quite intrigued enough to do the research, but almost. Really, truly. All right. This next one is from Librarian Problems. They have posted a 4-panel from Twilight. At the top, we have a man saying, my desires are unconventional. And she says, so show me. He leads her into a room. And there's a room where all of the books on the shelves are arranged by color. And I think this little gif on the side from Joanna, which is a picture of a woman saying internally screaming, is accurate. But Librarian Problems posted, I'm into it. What are you going to do, man?
Take me to your color wheel dungeon.
Oh, I'm hot and bothered at the same time.
I'm going to brew some tea.
Moving on. Friend of the show, Erica Lenz Bales. Hey, here's a fun thing. So I went to school with Erica, and she actually lived in this place where I am. I've gotten her mail. I think it's hilarious. Anyway, she reposts. She reposts the single woman with a long sigh caption, which says, the problem with mistakes is sometimes they're really good kissers. I am in this meme. Yeah, I know, right? Wake Up has posted this. It says, wisdom doesn't come with age. A moron doesn't become a wise man when he grows old. He becomes an old moron. That's just basic. All right, got 5 more left in round 3. Friend of the show, Lex Harmon. Lex, we love you. We miss you. Please come back. She posts a picture and says, no, I will not explain. And it's a can of Spam, but it has satanic written on it. So satanic Spam. And I said, I really love your new band name and album cover. She said, our album drops July 1st. I love it too. She never explained. This is from the other 98%. Oh, hitting the other 98% hard. You should probably follow them. It's Lisa Simpson giving a talk, and it just says on the whiteboard behind her, billionaires won't create jobs if we don't tax them is a myth made up by billionaires, so we won't tax them. It's like once you read it in print, you're like, oh, duh. All right, 3 more left before we get to the final concluding post with the most. The Marvel community has posted dad saying, you should be saving money for your future. The future. And it's a picture from just the apocalypse. Loki walking through this devastated world. Yes, save your money. Because, you know, in the apocalypse, you, I don't know. 2 more. Mark Zepazauer reposts from the New York Times PitchBot. In Coeur d'Alene, it was a Saturday tradition. Grill some freshly hunted elk on the old Weber, put on a mask and freshly ironed pair of khakis, then pile into a U-Haul with AR-15s to scare the local homosexuals. But now the woke mob is trying to take that all away. Which we did a whole bunch of memes on that U-Haul full of AR-15s last week. And oh my God, still funny. And last but not least for this round, friend of the show, Milagro Guad Cortez. Milagro, I've missed you so much. Also a comedian in the scene. She posts Unexplained Mysteries news story. Scientists in Tennessee working at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Eastern Tennessee have announced that they're trying to figure out whether or not parallel universes exist. They revealed they are trying to open a portal into another dimension, with lead physicist Leah Broussard announcing that they will conduct a series of experiments by firing a beam of neutrons through a 50-foot tunnel. And Milagro comments, Move to Tennessee, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Now I'm gonna have to fight a fucking Demogorgon.
Keep a lighter in your pocket. My God.
That leads us to the conclusion of Facebook for the Blind, which is our posts with the most.
I do have to point out that Facebook for the Blind's legal counsel has told us in the chat, Emma, love you, Emma, thanks for being here tonight, that was not Twilight. I didn't hear you say Twilight, Eric. I don't listen to you closely enough. I would have corrected you. That was Christian Grey. So it's important to the joke.
Apologies.
So, thank you. Yeah. And as always, we want to stay on this side of the jail cell. So thank you you for your work.
Yeah.
Your never-ending work, Emma. Keep us on the straight and narrow.
Yeah. And counselor,
but still dirty enough to get the job done.
Counselor, we'll fix that in post to avoid liability.
That's right. We will fix that in post. And my post with the most. Once again, repost for Trash Can Paul. This was for Father's Day. It's a picture of a police vehicle with two police out, standing outside the vehicle, and it says, "Just lost custody of my kids. Summer's about to be so lit." And Trash Can Paul says, "Let's go." This is what Trash Can Paul offered us for Father's Day this year. Great work there, Trash Can. 79,000 reacts on their Father's Day post.
And rightfully so. Rightfully so. All right, my post with the most. Love this one from Omniscient Orb of Pancakes. He says, I've been renting and returning 10 books a day from my local library while subtly increasing the size of my cranium with latex and makeup until they say something. We got a man with just a Star Trek alien bowling ball of a cranium on top of his head. I gotta tell you, man, the librarians of ALA Think Tank love this. I almost changed it to my avatar. I was so close. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Thank you so much for attending this very special last minute makeup show. We love you so much. Thank
you. Love you, George.
And with that, we end the recording. Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.